What's up, guys? We're at Extreme Dyno in Portage with the new MACH Z. We're going to do some baseline pulls, maybe 3 pulls with the factory ECU, like in a completely factory setup, to kind of get a baseline for what these things make. The one concern I have is in removing the suspension, we've removed all the smart shocks, so it's definitely throwing a suspension fault. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues from the engine side of things. But we're gonna do some pulls with that, and then the Motec's already mounted, ready to go. This package is basically full operation, factory, like plug and play type ordeal. Everything's gonna work just fine with the Motec, even with the smart shocks and all the complication with the new dash. So stock ECU pulls, and then we're gonna get to tuning the Motec. So. So we did 3 pulls. Blue ones, the first one was, belts cold, everything else. Green one's the second pull. Orange one was actually off the 2-step. So this dyno, we do 14% plus, because like it's a 360, right?
It's a 360 with a little extra weight.
Okay.
Yep.
So, just kind of the way to calculate engine power is that number times 14% and then double it. So we did the 180, we did the 86 horsepower pull, it was like 197. And then, so 205. 205 off the 2-step. Which based off what I know from the X3 world, that's probably, not out of the realm of completely normal. Well, we'll do, like other people have dynoed, like I've seen 195 to 197, I think is what they've done. I don't know if they did it with a hood on. We got the intake a lot more free in this situation. We just put a uni on it to prevent shit from falling in there, but. So we got good baseline between 84 and 90, and now we're gonna get the Motec rolling and get some power out of it, so.
And to see it still, your big gain was on the big end. Look at where your brown one run is at 60 to 80 miles an hour. It really picked up.
Knock sensor's dead ass quiet now. Dead quiet. All right, sled now has 1.3 miles on it. We did the baseline pulls and we put the Motec in it. We're almost certain this is still the fuel from the dealer when we got it, and I'm almost certain it's wreck fuel. So We put the Motec in it. I got it up to, what was it, 21 pounds of boost, 21 and a half pounds of boost on 91. And it's calculating out to, we made over 100. So 228 is where we're at right now. The clutching's actually working pretty decent because it was a little low when it was stock. We're at like 79.50 right now. We brought weights, but we're kind of limited on what we're doing. So we're just going to keep pushing the engine to where we want to be, and maybe later this week or something we'll come back and revisit the clutching. So good gains so far, some pretty nice gains. But we're going to get some clutch arms. We tried an Ultimax belt, but the belt is different this year. They changed the belt in the Can-Am as well, so now it's like a red. We just call it a red belt, I guess. These are stickier than the previous belts. So normally in Ultimax we have a pretty noticeable difference in engine speed. And honestly, it raised the engine speed in the beginning of the shift curve, and then it finished a little bit lower than this belt. This belt will start at like 7,900, finish at 82. This belt started at 82, finished at like 79, something like that. But we're gonna get some arms. We got our FP green turbo we're gonna test. We got bigger injectors we're gonna test. And these things come factory with 3-bar map sensors. So it's actually a 3-bar and a 3.5 bar sensor. So the green on race gas, we're definitely gonna test all like this pump gas fuels. But on race gas, we're definitely gonna run it up to the limit of that map sensor. It'll be at 28, 29 pounds of boost, I'd guess. When we do the turbo, we're definitely gonna put our wastegate on it, adjusted at our crack pressure. So that is what it is. We got our intercooler, the MACH intercoolers changed. You can see on the older intercoolers, they used to have much larger air pass and a lot less air pass, I guess. So this is almost textbook what they changed in the 2020 Can-Am X3 is they went to this style intercooler. It is better, but it is not that good. So I want to say our poles were starting around 70, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, ending at 100, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Which the previous intercooler, I mean, for what it's worth, it didn't really look like it ever really had an intercooler, like it'd get hot quick. So we're gonna get that intercooler on there. We're gonna do, you know, kind of a video series with getting this MACH, you know, up to, I mean, I'm gonna say 300 horsepower is a low goal. But I know this engine can handle a lot more power than that, so we got some tricks up our sleeve as to what we're gonna do with that. So stay tuned for this. This is kind of the first session. Basically stock. This dyno has a really heavy roll, like I said, so we have a calculation to come up with engine power, you know, based off what other dynos. We've tested sleds on one dyno, brought it to this dyno, figured out the percentage difference, and then we can calculate the engine power. Stock is 197. On the 91 fuel, we made 228. And then on the race gas mix with the stock clutching, we're at 243 right now. So I would say that it's possible to get to 250, like pretty real. So stay tuned. And thanks to Troy for letting us use his dyno, you know, and we'll have some more videos.